Well, howdy, howdy, how we doing? It is Sunday evening, afternoon now, and this is round 2 of the World Endurance Championship hosted by WEC. Alright, so we are going to spend the next 2 hours around Sarthe de la Sarthe, and this time it's going to be broadcast live by our good friend No Lander Gaming once he gets in here and can get this thing underway. Speaking of the devil, and he doth appear. Lander's joined the room, so that means soon he'll be kicking the bird's eye view of this thing off. So if you want to see the full view, everybody, the full context of the race, he'll be the one to follow. Otherwise, if you want to sit here and watch me scream at this track, feel free to stick around. I like this track. I tend to do well here. As you can see, again, I am starting on pole. Again, I don't think, like last time, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it. Just because this car does not launch as well as the car behind us. Any of the cars behind us. The Group 1s, this is probably the worst launching one. That's Green No Lander. Alright, so here, any moment now we have Sewer Rabbit. She's going to do a double reset of the lobby. And then we'll kick this thing off. So we have everybody in the lobby that we are expecting. 14 drivers and 1 commentator. And no, I am not the commentator. Like, that role belongs to Team Rad Boss, No Lander Gaming. I did notice previous stream that there was a bit of stuttering. Visually, I didn't notice it during the stream itself, but that was one. Waiting on the other. I guess they want us to tick in for some reason. We'll tick in, even though we shouldn't need to tick in for a double reset. Because my output and my input should be matching frame rate wise, so yeah, we should be going out at 60 frames per second and we should be broadcasting at 60 frames per second, so let's get our brake bounce set the way we want now so I don't have to muck with it during the race. Whew. We're going to start off on softs, and because softs I do believe will last the entire duration of our pits, or the stint. Assuming no rain, and assuming that we're going to run out of fuel before we're not there, even with the softs. So I think we'll launch here in the softs. Kicking this thing off. So here, any moment now, we're gonna kick off and we're gonna enjoy the race. We are definitely in the oldest car in the lobby. We're in that 2010 Peugeot 908. The next oldest thing I think is going to be in the Group 1s, the 2015 McLaren. Let's see what else is in here. Anyone else anything older? Mustang's not checked in. Mustang needs to check in. I know he's in Group 3. I think he's in the Atenza, which is the 2014 model. So yeah, we are in the oldest car, and then we have VGTs, which don't count. They don't have a year model. In the Group 1s, me and the 2 Porsches are the only non VGTs. Mustang is not checked in. What did he? Yep, there he is. Yep. Since it didn't say what year it is, but I'm pretty sure it's 2014 or 2015 era as well. Here we go, just a few seconds, and then we're gonna kick this thing off. 2 hours around this fun track. We shouldn't have, well, yeah. Grid start, we're in a shitty launching car. We're just weird at a severe disadvantage when it comes to getting a launch. Don't know why he braked there. They all checked up so badly there. It's not necessary. Oh, my bad. So we're going to have to get around him on this upcoming bit here. Fuck. Too wide. We are not going to work with these guys. They actually have an advantage over us. We need to not work with them. Actually, we probably should have, but... Fuck! This happened last round, I think. Got a little throw happy there. I think we just got a little too much on the curb there. Kind of sit us around. We avoided damage, which is important because it is on heavy damage. Oh, I need to settle in. So we're doing another last to first type try to push at this track, and this is a track I'm very strong at, so here it's doable. This is where I'm going to hold a major advantage over the rest of the field. Even the Porsches, the rest of these cars do not take this section very well. Whereas this car will just eat this section up. Fuck. Assuming I don't put myself a penalty hill here. But we're good. Had to anticipate him attempting to defend there. Now, Eastland should gain on us as we get further along this straight, just because his car is at that big of an advantage over us on these straights. We're at a disadvantage on these on the Mulsanne straight. Well, we might initially, Alex. Well, no, we won't because we don't have the hybrid battery. They have the hybrid battery, so all of our opposition here will accelerate us out of these out of the chicanes. I'm going to completely make up all of my ground on the second half of the track. Basically, once we get to the Porsche curves, that's where this car is really going to sing. Oh. Too much of the inside there. Screw that up. It's already going in the pits. Wow. Might have taken damage. And we're only getting like 191 on the straights. A little foggy. We're having to check up a lot more than I would like going into these chicanes. Had to put my eye on there. Actually, we gotta have a gap behind us where I can just keep it on the weather radar for now. Here's where we don't quite have an advantage yet. It's not until we really get past the, I forget what it's called, Indianapolis, I think. It's where we start to get into our advantage. What hurts time-wise. Yeah, now we're going to be at an even worse disadvantage on the straight because we're going to have that damage that we're going to try to tough out until we pit. Why are you braking there, dude? It's just a lifted corner. That corner is just a lift. You don't need a fucking brake there. You literally just lift for that corner, dude. Come on. There's no point in trying to keep me out of your slip, dude. You're just hurting yourself when you do that. Okay, this is a group 3 we're catching up to. How the fuck is it showing Coops in fucking first? Yeah, now we're sitting in no man's land. Because I just don't have, because I have too much front aero damage right now. Razor's going into pits. It's probably concerned about fuel and tire. Okay, Jonesy had a penalty. Since he's not contested, I'm not worried about him not pulling up the line there. Because if I'm not dealing with anyone, I'm not pulling up the line. I think we'll have to come in. Yeah, we'll come in to slap our fuel. First pit stop of the race. Fuel is absolutely needed. Oh. Come on, you long ass pit line. God damn. Oh, bad timing. No. Have to hope it's not bad. It looks like it's gonna be fine. Just have to be careful with moisture. So far, no indication of moisture on the track yet. So right now, the rain might be a nothing burger. Oh, I hear it. Still not really much moisture on the track, but yeah, we just can't keep up on the straights. This is because it's kind of our weakness. This section of the track is kind of our weakness. He's going to come to the inside because of his racing line. Well, you just slip, buddy, and I'm coming to your right. Oh, why are you blocking the whole track, man? I wish they were a little tighter together. That would have made that a little easier. Yeah, the rain's a nothing burger. It's not going to amount to anything and to warrant any much consideration. Fuck. Too wide. Kind of compromised my entry into that line. Hey Trey, what side you on? Fuck. Carried a little too much speed into that. That was... that was a what the fuck. I gotta get around you and this guy. Damn it! Why do you want Bond? Compromise coming into here. Ah, fuck, too wide coming out. That was unfortunate. Okay, now we can go back to our radar. Now we've got ground to catch up to Eastland now. We're not where we want to be position-wise right now. The early spin really fucked us, and then Aaron just not knowing how to drive this track. That's more my gripe with getting around him, is just he doesn't know how to drive this track. And number one, you don't like going onto Mulsanne. That's a lift. Unless your line is compromised, that is a lift. You don't need a brake for that corner unless your line's compromised. And even then, you could probably, if your line's compromised, you can still lift. It's just an earlier lift. And maybe a slight dab, but like not really enough to slow you down, just enough to throw your weight forward to get your front end by a little bit more. So that way you actually get a little bit more rotation. But there's no one behind me. I'm just going to stick to the racing line since it's just me. Now, if there was someone near me, I would have gone off the racing line. Fuck! Compromise my line again, that going through there. Alright, Razor Buddy, what you doing? I'm gonna come around you after this. Alright, since you're coming off the line, I'm gonna stick to the line. I think I was more him, just wheel spin, basically. I know I am capable of a lot faster than what we're doing right now, so let's see if we can actually put in some of my best laps trying to catch up to these guys. All these straights, God, I'm so glad I'm thankful for the chicanes, because if not for the chicanes, I would really be fucked. Because the chicanes are kind of our lifeline here. They force these guys to slow her down, and they don't take the chicanes as well as this car can. It's just we can't get on the power soon. Well, we can, but it's offset by their hybrid battery. And me doing that occasionally. Alright. This race should go into night at some point. They were getting close to that time, actually. Keep compromising the final corner there. That's set. Catching up to Jonesy. You might have to use him to catch up to Coops. Gotta go down extra gear because we had a little more speed than I'm used to having come out of the corner. Now when I'm ahead, these chicanes are a liability. They help me catch up, but they also make it harder for me to keep. But they also put me at a disadvantage if I'm ahead. Yeah, we're in sunset. Fuck. Fuck. That was not advised. That was not desirable at all. Yeah, with that much damage, we are gonna go ahead and come in to repair. That's just too much damage to try to run through. This is not a scheduled pit stop, but with that much damage, we have to go in and pit. Just went too wide going into the final Porsche curve. That's all that was. So we'll put some fresh slicks on. We'll go ahead and top off on fuel. Because there's no point in going out with just that little... Alright. The track is cooling off. I do need to take that in consideration. So the track's going to start feeling a little slick even with these softs. Okay, that's going to put us off schedule, which is also fine. Oh, that was so frustrating though. That spin was definitely avoidable. That we just went wide. So it's going to throw us off for timing now. That might be a penalty. Screw that up. Just laid on the turn in there. At least that's all we were this time. So now we've got a long way to catch up. But we got time. You just gotta keep your head down and focus in. At this point, we're running laps on our own. It means it'd be nice and crisp and clean. That might have been a bit much. Be good. Yeah, screw that up a little bit. You're purple. Shock. Didn't think I'd be purple going into this section. That's fine. I can roll with it. This is where we got screwed up a couple laps ago. There we go. Took it better than we had been. Screw that up. Oh, wait, definitely screwed that one up. It's too early on the turn in. That led to a compromise going into there, but needed to adjust where we lifted there. Oh, gravity night, haven't done that in a while. The fuck is he commenting about? Alright, here we go. Trying to reel in Eastland at the moment. Whew, we've got a good whoop spell to do it. Oh, you're purple coming into here again. See if we can actually keep a purple sector this time. Not the best exit out of there. Stick to your line, man. You saw that I went to your left. You should stay to your right. The racing line's to the right anyway. The fuck are you doing, man? Yeah, this track is hard to see at night. I will give him that. At this point, all we have are our headlights. On the Mulsanne Straight, there's no trackside illumination. It's not really until you get to the Porsche curve. Well, here, actually, you start getting some trackside elimination. We're now 7/10 up on our fastest lap. Let's see if we can keep that up. Ah, we're too deep. And we're coming up on Group 3's in the worst possible place. Can't really get around him because the line is just than that. I was checking my braking. I was out of rhythm trying to get through these Group 3s come through me off my rhythm. Fuck! I'm losing time because I can't get around these Group 3s. That's gonna be too wide. All right. Again in this section. Catching group 1s is not 3s is not ideal. Come on, bro. Alright. I need to quit catching group 3s in the Porsche curves. Freaking hell. Quit posting in chat, dude. Alright. Hopefully not. Hopefully it won't be too much longer before I start getting into daylight again. Hopefully no group 3s this time. Sheesh. And hopefully no messing with Jonesy, because apparently we're gaining on him. Not as good as I would have liked. We'll probably end up pitting this lap, guy for the fuel. No! Yep. We're gonna pit this lap anyway. Fuck! Took my eyes off turning point for just for a second. Damn it! this damage is not helping our fuel economy. We've got... I think we have this and one more pit stop that we'll have to make. Ooh, we wanted to kick there. These freaking... Play. Okay, cool. Stand without damage. That would be nice. Fuck! Just did not have turning we needed there, really. Oh, this time I think one more pit stop and we'll be good. We're getting about 7 laps per fuel stint ish. I mean, I technically could go one more this time, but damage. So if we can do a damage free stint, it'd be awesome. So we have this one, and we're gonna have to pit one more time. There's just no way around it. Alright. Right now we are just hoping the dominoes fall in our favor at this point. So far they really haven't. A couple of unfortunate untimely spins and catching group 3s at the worst possible moment where we really can't safely get around them. Hey. friggin' hybrid battery. But I can pull away. Get back here. They don't behind me, so we're just gonna stick to the racing line. And we have a disco. Mustang, no. Too wide. And the streak continues of going a stint without damage. With damage, I should say. Now that seems to be minor suspension damage, makes mostly aero damage again, which means we're going to hurt even more on the straights than we already are. But at this point, we cannot afford another extraneous pit. At this point, we're going to lose more time to pitting than we will trying to pit for fixed damage. Actually, I think if we can go another 10 minutes, we can just get to 30 minutes to go. That'd be a good time to pit for our final time. So once we get to 30 minutes to go, when we pit, take a full tank, we can go all the way. I think. 25 to go. We need to get to 25 to go. Yeah, but now we're hurting too much on the straight. We're losing a ton of ground. Trying to overdrive. I need to settle down. I need to settle down. Starting to overdrive. Come on, quit going to the grass over there. For some reason we keep drifting into the grass in that corner right now. So if we can go another 13 minutes, we'll be good. Yeah, that damage compromises a good bit. We don't have the rotation ability that I need here. We're sliding a bit more than is useful here. Come on. So we're just going to lose time on the straight for now. That's all we can do. We can't afford to pit now. That means yet another stop. So I want to get to about 25 minutes to go. Then we'll pit for the final time of this race. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, even without damage, we're outgunned on these straights, so any move I make has to be done in the technical section. There's just no way I can make a move on these straights. I don't have the top end, and I don't have the acceleration for it. Alright, now damage is not helping our case any. That penalty is not helping our case either. Alright, so we've got to close in on Jonesy somehow. Having damage. Looks like a sewer rabbit. Yeah, we're just catching these group threes at inopportune times. Damn it. There we go. We're still gonna lose time to Jonesy just because I don't have acceleration. Pretty sure there are sectors now where the group threes will drag us. That damage, man. Alright, 2 laps and we'll actually be in our pit window. Fuck, too wide. What? No damn, no report, no penalty, good. I can work with that. I can live with that. Alright. 2 more, yeah, a lap after next. Next lap we'll bet. We should be in our pit window then. Fuck! Sailed it. So yeah, we pit next lap, take a full tank, and try to keep out of damage, and then we'll be as good as we'll be as ripe as we're gonna get. Oh, these lap times are bad. So yeah, but at the end of this lap, we'll be able to pit, fix our damage, finish the race. Fuck. Just bad angle. Bad turn in. We're still gonna lose time to Jonesy because of the damage. Having a penalty is not gonna help, but the damage is gonna do enough to where, yeah. Alright, Nitro, I'm coming up on your rear. Ooh, Jonesy, what'd you do, buddy? I think he may have tried to go around you and just left it. Yeah, this time we had it right because Jonesy may not end up serving his penalty that I saw he had, but he served it. So because he was coming up behind, would be coming up behind us, so I did get off the race line that time. Yeah, we technically could go another lap, but the damage is going to be what kind of seals the deal for us. We're going to need a full tank to finish the race from here, I think. At least 8 laps worth. So I think we're going to go 9, which is a full tank. This Peugeot is beaten, battered, and scarred, but we're still giving it, still sending it, so still moving forward. All right. Came out on third. We are 29, 30-ish seconds behind Eastland. Starting was late there. Now we don't have damage, so Jonesy will have a little bit harder time reclaiming the lost ground he loses there. He still will because he has a better top end. Fuck. Did not get a good exit out of that. But yeah, we should be good on for the rest of the race. I think ultimately a lack of consistency has been our issue this race. We have not been consistent lap after lap. And of course, not getting a good launch hurts as we've dropped like 3 positions right out the gate before we even got to turn 1. Because this car just does not have a good launch. Especially relative to all the other hybrids that are. Like every other car in Group 1 in this lobby is a hybrid. We're the only non-hybrid. So we are, in terms of technology, punching well above our weight class. This is a turbo diesel instead of a hybrid system. Who are you? Alright, coming up behind you. Coming to your right. Had a compromised entry, so we did have to check out a bit more than I would have liked there. Overshot. Yeah, I've got to sort out what we're doing wrong there. Now we just need to catch up to Eastland. We have 21 minutes to gain 33.2 seconds. We are obviously not doing it on the Mulsanne straights. It's just not happening. Probably not going to be on 4 straight either. I think all of our ground we're going to make is basically once we get past Indianapolis. That's where we're going to make up all of our ground. We're going to lose a bit on the Mulsanne straights and 4 straight, gain it back, and then some Porsche curves basically. So that seems to be where we have our biggest advantage over the field. And then sector 1. Basically from Indianapolis into the end of Sector 1 is where we have an advantage over the field. It's just once we get onto Mulsanne Strait, we're kind of a sitting duck. See, now our gap is 34 seconds. He's pulled a whole second on us over the course of the Mulsanne Straits. See if we can close in that a second and then some here. Got most of it back. Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch Easel unless he makes a mistake, so at this point we just need to focus on keeping it clean, putting in clean laps, and just staying out of trouble. Staying out of trouble has kind of been our issue. We've put ourselves in trouble too often in this race. We could be much higher up if not for that. Basically, we probably could be in the lead right now if we didn't put ourselves in trouble like we did. Like we've done throughout the race. All the spins and all that. Like spinning here to lap 1 definitely did not help our case any. But at that point, it was recoverable. Spins we did later, just being a little bit aggressive, honestly, is kind of why we're where we are. Yeah, I guess here we're just too much of a disadvantage along the straights to really be able to close in on these. So we're only gaining like at most a second in the technical bit from here onwards, and we lose about that same second in the straight. So we're gonna have to be content with third unless Easton just makes a mistake. That's our only hope to be in position at this point. And we can't afford to make a mistake as Jonesy is well within range of taking advantage if we do. So our best bet is to really just kind of take it easy, not really try to do too much, just basically do enough to keep position. do need to build the gap a little bit over Jonesy, but we don't need to push too hard to do that. I know I'm capable of faster lap time than what Easton has, but I don't want to push so hard that we make a mistake either, so if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. Fastest lap, that is. Because so far, the trend that I've established so far this season is I'll start on pole and I'll screw it up right off the bat. Well, I get jumped right off the bat because this car does not launch as well as the hybrids that I'm usually surrounded by. So then tracks like this, I just have a huge long straights. There's no advantage. I lose too much time here. Then this track, the technical bits, is where this car shines relative to the field, but it's just not enough. Too many mistakes. We just sail the corner. I wonder if Easton is trying to fuel save, because he did pit a good bit earlier than we did for this final stint. I don't know what his fuel range is though. It's surely better than mine. He's in a VGT. Could have been a little bit better. We should be able to take that without lifting. He's gonna pull away from us on the straight. I'm just gonna use him for tow and just go around him. In a technical bit. Okay. Just went too deep. Rando joined. Rando needs to leave. he's got the pull on me. I mean, we're not going to catch up to him until we get past the penalty zones, especially, essentially. Keep over there, buddy. You know, you're gonna be able to drag me to the freaking corner. Don't make me work for this, man. Just stay over there. Ultimately, we have beaten ourselves here. That's what it's going to boil down to at the end. Because there really is no rhyme or reason why I am in third, besides me having beat myself in this race. Other than maybe some domino just not falling my way, but at the end of the day, it's still on me mostly. It's mostly, a lot of those dominoes were self-induced anyway. Just being hyper-aggressive, knowing that I needed to get out in front, or at least where I could get out in front of the technical bits, because that's where this car's strength lies relative to the field. I want to keep saying that over and over again, because that is the case. Here in the Mulsanne Street, I am at a mad disadvantage of the field. Alright, just stay out there, buddy. Just 3 more laps. Maybe 2. No, 3. 3 more laps. No, 2. Well, from here, 2. Oh, we're getting it close to fuel. I have to go take the final lap. Just want to add some parity that we continue to build our gap. Yeah, Easton's fuel saving hard. We're getting on like this. Otherwise, just come to a pair of group 3s. That corner's kind of been like a weak point on our race. Yeah, it's going to be 2 more laps. So we just keep fuel map where it is. Thank you, buddy. If you stop pushing wider, that'd be great. No! How the f... Damn. Last thing I need is to be in a position where I'm bowing. Or position here. Ah! That was the last thing we needed. Oh, that was the last thing we needed. Just don't have the pole to get around him now. No! How the f... Why did we go so wide there? There was no reason for that. No reason at all that we should have carried that wide through there like that. Forgot the turning right and everything. Even with our damage, there was no reason for us to go that freaking far wide. We had to catch it there. Okay, so the thing we didn't need to happen happened. We needed to not make a mistake, not spin, and what did we do? We go and spin just to ensure that we had to take damage at some point. Every fuel stint. Every stint we took damage at some point, which is not good. Hey, that one was just not that one. I don't even know what happened there. Excuse me, buddy. Oh, you! You! No! You bastard! No! We could have got around him if not for you. Damn it! Oh, you. Bad place, bad time. God damn it! Oh, GG's, that was good, that was fun. We're just come on. Ah. You bad timing, man. Bad timing to come up on a group 3. God dang it. Ah, it is what it is, though. Oh, if not for you, we could have gotten around him. Ah, GG's. Alright, let's take our screenshots. Because that first one was too soon. I'm gonna save that replay. Oh, that was fun. There's Eastland, Jonesy, and Coops. Whew. Ooh, that was fun. That was brutal but fun. That's the point. That's why I like these races. These races you really have to be dialed in, and I just was not completely there today. But I get it there. That's still gonna. Group 3 getting caught up in a Group 1 battle. I'm gonna have to make a short of that later this week. Ooh, but this was fun. The next round of this is in another week. And not a week, month. I don't know the next track. I don't really know the schedule. I'm just showing up to these and giving it the best I have. Most in a month. Qualifying will be in 3 weeks ish. I don't know what the next track is. It's probably, I'm not even going to attempt to guess. Ooh. This was fun. Rough, but fun. Alright, so hopefully this week we can get in the groove of midweek streaming again, and if we can do it, if work doesn't kick my arse tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off with Kingdom Hearts tomorrow, if we can keep it up. Then Tuesday, do some kind of racing game. We may not do PMR. We may do open lobbies or something. I don't know. Here in GT7, I don't know. We'll see. Because Ren Sport's not fit for use. PMR really isn't either. Could try to dial back into ACC, but we'll see. Wednesday will be more. Anyway, yeah, Wednesday will be more Sonic Worlds racing. That's fun. I'm enjoying that one. Having a fun blast with that one. Thursday will be more. Well, actually, Thursday we probably won't be able to stream because knowing my mom, she's going to call as soon as she knows I'm off work. It's always why I don't stream on Thursdays. So I don't stream every other Thursday and Fridays because my mom calls when I get off work. And yeah, gotta answer when mama calls. I got the police called on me once when I didn't, so I gotta answer. Oh god. My mom has done that before where I didn't answer her calls. She called and she sent the police for on a quote unquote wellness check on me. That was interesting. Yeah. And Friday, we have yet to do a Friday stream, but so yeah, we probably won't get to it this week for the reasons described. But Friday is supposed to be a Persona day. It just work is most chaotic on Fridays for some reason. But I'm going to sign off for the night. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I hope to catch you all next time. And remember, you matter. You are important. The light that you bring to this world makes it that much better, that much brighter. If you need help, reach out. But I am done for the day. I'm tired. And I hope to catch you next time. Until then.